Yo, yo! All right, in today's episode of Transformation Tuesday. All right, so yesterday I had a call with a potential new client. Had a little call, and I usually have like a series of questions that I ask them to find out more about their, their current situation, where they're at, what their current lifestyle looks like, and I always dig into like their nutrition, right, and see what they eating, right? And over and over and over and over again, she kept saying, I used to lose weight in my 30s. It used to just come off so easy, and ever since I hit my 40s, and then she just kept blaming age as to why she can't lose weight, right? As to why she's struggling, and as to why she's 60 pounds heavier than what she used to walk around at in her 30s. Okay? 60 pounds, folks. Now, to give you a little bit of perspective, this is how easy it is to gain 60 pounds, folks. Okay? 1 pound a month. Just 1 pound a month, which is only a quarter of a pound a week. Over a 5-year period, 60 pounds. Okay? Just to give you a little perspective. So those extra little bites that you're taking, right? That's leading to that 1 pound a month. You do that every single month, right? For a year, now you're 12 pounds heavier. Do that for 5 years, 60. Okay? So, but anyways, she kept blaming her age, and I knew it ain't your fucking age. Okay? The majority of my clients are 60 plus. Okay? Shredded. All right. And they all basically had the same excuse when they started too. Right. So it's not your age. It is your habits. Now, so we dug into her nutrition. I usually ask them like what they eat and stuff, right? Throughout the day, like on a typical day. Right. And of course, right. She had shit for breakfast, Taco Bell for lunch, more trash for dinner, on top of 4 to 5 vodkas every night. Okay? So all in all, you can pretty much estimate she was consuming about a good 3,000 plus calories a day of just pure garbage. Right? No shit, you can't lose any weight. No shit, you've gained 60 pounds. Okay? I would gain 60 pounds eating that shit, consuming that shit, right? So my whole point of this is, and this was the first little correction that I made in our conversation before we even start coaching is, look, number one, you got to shift your mindset and stop blaming your fucking age. Okay. Your age is not the problem. Your habits are the problem. Okay. You think that you lost weight faster when you were younger. Yeah. Because your ass was more active. You weren't sitting on your ass as much, right? You had a job and you had young kids you were chasing around all fucking day, right? You were super busy so you couldn't fucking stuff your face all day long, right? Now you're sitting on your fucking ass. Your kids are grown. You ain't moving. You may have gotten some promotions at work. So now you're all sitting in the office all day long, right? And you're eating as trash. You're not active. Yep. You're getting fat. Okay? It's really that simple. It's that simple, folks. Now, so when it comes to you trying to lose weight, stop blaming your age. It ain't your age. Okay? Same thing with you fellas and your testosterone levels. It ain't your age. It's not your age causing your hormone problems. It's not your menopause causing your hormone problems. It is the way you live and primarily the way you eat. What you consume has a direct impact on your hormones and on your body and determines how you are going to look and feel. What you eat is 90%. Okay? So stop blaming your age. It ain't your fucking age. It's you eat like shit, you have terrible fucking habits, and you're lazy. Okay? Most of you think that you can work out 2-3 hours a day or 2-3 times a week and you're going to get a fucking magic 6-pack abs. You're not. That ain't shit. You ain't even trying. Okay? You ain't even trying. Every motherfucking day you need to be working out. It's every day. If you want to burn fat and burn fat fast. There are no days off. No days off. If you want to lose fat and lose fat fast, no days off. Period. All right? So stop blaming your age when it's not your age. You just ain't doing what it takes. Period. You eating like shit. You ain't tracking your macros. You ain't eating clean. You're cheating every weekend. You're drinking all the time. And you barely get to the gym. Or at all. Of course you ain't making any progress. Duh. Right? That's like complaining that you're not a millionaire, but your ass sleeps in every day. Plays video games on your free time. Of course. Right? Stupid, right? Right? That's basically how I look at you guys complaining about it's my age. No, it's your habits. Your habits suck. And in order for your body to improve, your habits have to improve. Your body is a reflection of your habits. It lets everybody know how well you eat, how well you deal with your emotions. Okay, this is probably something you ain't never thought about, right? Because a lot of you guys eat emotionally, right? So and you probably don't realize this, but especially fit people realize this, okay? When you see somebody who is overweight, what's your first thought? What's your first thought? Even fat people have the same thoughts. They see him like, yeah, he ain't got his shit together. Can't even control the food that goes in their mouth, right? Clearly, they can't handle stress. They're emotional, right? Probably got some shit they never dealt with, so they eat emotionally constantly, which is a sign of a lack of emotional intelligence, which is a huge red flag, okay? When you see somebody who is overweight, that's a lack of emotional intelligence, which means they can't handle stress. They don't have discipline. They don't keep their word, right? That's why you'll find a lot of times whenever you have business owners and the business owner is a fit person, they won't do business with people who are overweight. They just won't. Like when it comes to them investing their money into something. Like for example, if I needed to have somebody run my Facebook ads or something for me, right? And there's two digital marketing companies. One's run by a fat dude and one's run by a guy who's either skinny or fit. I'm going to choose the skinny guy, even if it costs more money, because the fat guy's already proved he can't be trusted because he can't even keep his own fucking shit together. He can't even control the food that goes in his mouth. He can't even control his emotions. He has no discipline. And if you ain't got no discipline to control the food that goes in your mouth, you got no discipline to operate a business at the level that I need you to if I'm going to put my money into you. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is how everybody thinks on a subconscious level, whether you realize it or not. If you are overweight, besides the fact that it lowers your status, people trust you less because we can't even trust you around food. Okay? We turn our back, you probably gonna steal the food off our plate. Right? Because you a hungry heifer. Right? To guard my plate from you, right? But anyways, the point is, this is how, especially for business owners that are fit, that actually do put that time into developing their body, that do put their time into themselves, that do discipline themselves with food, that do show up to the gym every day, a lot of times they will not do business with people who are not in shape. And that is because of what I just said. Because it shows your physique is a reflection of your mindset, your belief in yourself, your self-discipline, your self-respect, your self-love. It tells us 1,000 times more than your words ever will. And you'll often find times that most people who are fat, they know this on a subconscious level too. So usually what ends up happening is they tend to compete on price, like always trying to compete by offering the lowest price just to try and get business, because they know deep down people don't respect them. They know deep down they don't even respect themselves, right? So they feel unworthy and they feel lower value, so they try and compete by dropping their prices like crazy, right? So, but anyways, it's the same thing with like in real estate, right? If you're going to sell your house, you're going to list your house, right? Are you going to list it with like a smoking hot bombshell with like my wife that has a badass body? Or are you going to list it with that fat girl down the street? Which one do you think has better connections? Which one do you think is actually going to make it happen? Which one do you think that other people are going to be attracted to and want to speak to that person? Right? It's obvious, especially in real estate, because real estate's got some of the hottest women on the planet are in real estate, man. Like some of the hottest women on the planet. So like if you're a fat chick or fat dude, that's what you're competing against, right? So anyways, my point is, it's not your age. It's not your age at all whatsoever. It is 100% your habits. Your body could be like you were 20 years old all over again if your diet was on point and your lifestyle was on point. The reason why you feel old and the reason why you look like shit is because you live like shit. Your habits are trash. You live off shitty ass foods all day long and you're fucking lazy. You don't work out. You ain't got no fucking muscles, right? You're protein deficient as fuck. So your body's not functioning optimally. You're inflamed from all that trash that you eat, which gives you anxiety. It makes you tired. It makes you lethargic. You got blood sugar crashes all the time because you're eating all this carby shit and you spike and then you crash and then you're super, super tired all the time, right? And then you get hangry, craving more carbs, right? So it's not your age. It's your habit. I guarantee you, if I followed you around for one day and watched the shit you put in your mouth, guarantee you I would find 5, 10, 15, 100 things that you consume every day that are completely ruining you. It ain't your fucking age, folks. So stop blaming your age. It's your shit lifestyle habits. Period. Let's go.